Wasps at home. See Harlequins come in and give them a bit of a hiding. 49 points to 17. I wasn't actually planning on watching this game, but it's a holiday here in Auckland. It's a regional holiday. So why not spend the morning watching Quins take on Wasps? I was all excited for Wasps going into this one because the other day going into the Bristol and Bath match, I was looking at all the stats of the Premiership thus far this season, and Wasps were dominating so many areas of the competition. And what I hadn't realised is that Paul Gustard had actually left Quins, so they were in a bit of disarray, and yet they come in, they play a quick game, and they win 49 points to 17. There's someone's car alarm going off because it's like they've seen something stolen as well. This wasn't stolen, this was well earned, man, from Quins. I'll go through some key points of the game and some stats, and you guys can let me know your thoughts on this one. I looked at the sides just as the game was. I didn't watch it live. I watched it on demand, but didn't know the result. I started the coverage from when they were going over the lineups, and they're still pretty stacked sides despite the international absences. You got the two guys who pulled out of their sides, Mala and Minozzi. Those guys were both starting. You got like guys who can't crack the England squad, like Don Brandt and Marcus Smith. You got Jacob Umaga there as well, and like loads of others. So it was, yeah, pretty stacked full of talent, which was pleasing to see. And it was a frenetic start. And the ref, what's his name? He was hyped up as well, like trying to get everything moving really quickly. And the game was just lightning fast to start with. It was quite a difference from yesterday when I watched the Currie Cup final being a final. You know, it was very tentative, a lot of box kicking early. No one really wanted to pass the ball through the hands. Run meters were limited, heaps of kick from hand. This game was quite the opposite, man. It was just moving, which is not a bad thing at all. You know, quick lineouts, tap penalties, all that kind of stuff. And it starts pretty quickly with a try to Will Evans. It was just non-stop, man. He barreled over from pretty close range. He only just grounded it, but again, it was just not them giving any chance for the Wasps' defence to settle. It was 7-0. They kicked the penalty not long later to make it 10-0. Then Danny Kerr got a try on 14, which some people won't like because he was held up for quite a while before he actually managed to get the ball down. It was Porter, I think, who was trying to hold him up. He did eventually get it to ground, but it took a while, and it's hard to say when they slow it down as much as they did, but it was an on-field try, which meant it was in all likelihood always going to be given. But that one was a thing of beauty, man. Esterhazen to Liner, he had a pretty good game, and he's got some proper wheels. He got it to Kerr, who managed to get it down. 17-0 after like 15 minutes, man. 18 minutes, Liner had a big old line break. It was a bit of a disappointing one, though, because he had two Wasps guys chasing him, but he also had two Harlequins support runners, and they may have been able to position themselves, the tacklers, between him and the support runners, but it would have been nice to see him maybe try to give it to somebody else, but he ended up getting tackled, getting up and go again, and getting penalised. But still, he had a pretty good game overall. 24 minutes, there was finally a bit of decent play from Wasps. They had some ball, because like the first 20... Harlequins had just been going hammer and tongs, man. I wrote a note, like, can these guys keep this intensity for 80 minutes? No. But they were determined to get a big enough lead that it wouldn't matter anyway. Umaga put a nice nudge into touch, although one a bit later, I think he kicked it dead. But it was at least the first little bit of a momentum shift. 29 minutes, Harlequins got a scrum penalty, and Marcus Smith kicked a big old penalty as well. I never knew he had that kind of range in him. 20 points to 0. Mike Brown tried a drop goal on 36 minutes, which was maybe as the Harlequins guys started to wane in terms of their intensity. And right before halftime, Sopoanga managed to kick a penalty for Wasps to at least get them on the board. So 20 points to 3 at halftime. I would have loved to look up the halftime stats, but the game was already over. So if I'd tried to find the halftime stats, I would have inevitably found the full-time result, which is not what I wanted to see. A few injuries hampered the game as well. I think both sides had guys go off. Big break at the start of the second half for that. 43 minutes though, Quins had a 5-metre line out. It was a maul, and Don Brandt steamed over. He's another one who can't make the England side. 25 points to 3. 58 minutes though is finally Wasps' chance to get something properly right. Kibarigi got a try. He went blindside. And again, it was another tap penalty. Previously, they'd gone loads of phases, so they did well. They went blindside on that one, and there was just a man over, so pretty simple try. 10 points to 25, and that's the moment of the game where you ask yourself, are the Harlequins guys gassed from that first half, and Wasps will come back and put the pressure on, or will Wasps just kind of falter and Harlequins just pull away? Smith did his best to make sure they fell away, because Minozzi gave away a penalty to break down. He kicked it to make it 28 points to 10, but that's still pretty similar. But it was the try later to Liner on 65 minutes. That was kind of the game over moment. He intercepted an Umanga pass, and in terms of England call-ups, like Marcus Smith put his hand up a lot more than Jacob Umanga in this one. So it was Umanga's pass gets intercepted by Liner. He goes over. It's the bonus point try at 35 points to 10. Wasps did have a bunch of phases on 69 minutes. And Willis did get the second try for them. Just kind of picked it up and placed it. So, yeah, they converted it. Quick conversion from Gopeth, 35 points to 17. Liner almost got another intercept. Like, if he doesn't concede that penalty earlier when he had the line break, and maybe if he gets that second intercept, he probably gets man of the match. But it ends up going to Marcus Smith. He missed that intercept chance, but James Lang got one last one from loose ball. Bit of a salt in the wood one, that one. And it's 42 points to 17. It's looking like that's going to be the game over. But right before full time, there's a shoulder charge on Dombrandt. And yeah, Harlequins don't take their foot off the gas. They go for another try, and it ends up being one through a penalty try on like 82 minutes. So, man, it looks like a proper hiding. And it was, man, 49 points to 17. They definitely didn't have that same pace throughout the game like they did for the first 20, 25 minutes. But the start that they had, Harlequins, man, it just meant that it was always a comeback effort for Wasps. And, yeah, they weren't able to get it done. So, kudos to the Harlequins guys, despite all the disruptions in the week, being able to step up. I know Wasps are missing some guys, so it's always hard when the Six Nations comes along and these teams lose players, but I think Wasps will still be pretty gutted with the way that one played out. Tom Willis, though, I mean, apart from his try, he did get 44 run meters and made 12 from 12 tackles, so solid effort from him. Harlequins Liner had 131 run meters, 3 defenders beaten and 2 clean breaks. Will Evans had 20 out of 21 tackles. And also won 2 turnovers. The breakdown area would be one that was pretty pleasing for Harlequins as well. The scrum was mostly pretty solid. They didn't have it all their own way. I think Marla got penalised at least once. Possession 53-47, territory 54-46, actually in favour of Wasps. But when you look at the other stats, man, clean breaks 7-3. That's in Harlequins' favour, just really deadly. Defenders beaten is pretty close, actually, 14-16, also in Quinn's favour. Turnovers 1. Quinn's with double, 6-3, so I'm talking about their breakdown effort. Tackles, 136 made by Wasps, 155 by Quinn's, but Quinn's percentage is 92. Even Wasps is at 89, but if you're going to concede 7 clean breaks, then there's not even a tackle to be missed, right? So it's just cutting attack. Line out for Harlequins was 100%. Penalties conceded 10 apiece, so pretty low actually in the scheme of things. Although Harlequins did throw like one of the least straight line-out throws you will ever see. They essentially just chucked it to Wilco Lowe, who was standing at the front of the line-out. It was directly to him, and the ref missed out on that one. But yeah, overall, man, very entertaining game for me as a neutral. Probably not that entertaining if you were a Wasps fan. Pretty disappointing, but as I said, good to see Quinn's kind of bouncing back. I know this season hasn't been all that flash for them thus far. Maybe this is a new start for them. And Wasps, everything had been going right up until this point, but hopefully they can limit the disruptions from the Six Nations and get back on soon. But anyway, pleasing game for me to see as I sit here on a Monday having a wee holiday. We'll go out and play with the kids shortly, but that's my rugby fix for the day. You guys let me know your thoughts on the game. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.